got anything to say about Quincy Jones? How was the?
Quincy Jones, yeah. So Quincy Jones is, I mean, he arranged for Frank Sinatra. So he's so he evolved from being an arranger. So he came from like the jazz side of things. So somebody like Nelson Riddle, who arranged for Frank Sinatra also. So producers, like somebody like Mitch Miller, kind of set up the musicians and pick songs and everything like that, and kind of like what's his name did for the Monkees, right? So you'd have these producers who would hire songwriters, or like Phil Spector, they'd hire songwriters to write songs, but then they would have this huge vision and they'd make it happen, right? They were kind of like the big overlords.
Right.
But that happened sort of as pop music, like rock and roll and stuff. But with people like Frank Sinatra, or just, jazz, or pre-rock and roll people, you'd have your arranger was important, the person who they might find the songs for you, but Frank Sinatra say, oh, I want to do this song, Strangers in the Night, but then Frank Sinatra did not write the charts and figure out what the whole orchestra was going to play, right? Yeah. Or the band was going to play.
Right.
You have an arranger.
Yeah.
And so Quincy Jones was an arranger. Well, he's a player, started out as a player, then became an arranger, and then became an arranger for Frank Sinatra, and then it slowly evolved into being a producer, right? So he's a jazz player and jazz arranger, and then he just started doing R&B stuff too, right? And so he would supervise, like with Michael Jackson, right? Or like Quincy Jones produced Young MC, that song. What's that song? The early rap, kind of pop rap song about high school. Remember that? Like, I can't remember what it's called. But Quincy Jones produced rap stuff too, like even later. So he just knew how to arrange, right? And he applied that to more like R&B stuff, and so things like, so a lot of that Michael Jackson stuff would have strings on it too. Later on, it's like drum machines and electronics, but the first solo second solo Michael Jackson on whatever Off the Wall has funk and live players, and it has some synthesizers, but it has strings and horns too. So he could do all that kind of stuff and work with the engineer.
Cool. Do you produce anything? Have you ever produced?
I think everybody's a producer now who records on a computer. That's the thing, is it's there's no most musicians are their own producers usually now.